Modernism is architecture, design, food, fashion.
To me, modernism is really the freedom for architects to experiment and try to do new things with new materials, with glass, with steel.
And it means comfort and simplicity and beauty.
It is a celebration of life and style, mostly American, mid-century, 50s and 60s.
It's a style that defines Palm Springs, modernism. And while it started in Hollywood with the jet set in the 1950s and 60s, today it's making a huge comeback. I'm Ginger Jeffries, and over the next 30 minutes, we're going to explore the roots of modernism, why it's gaining in popularity, and why it's more than just a look, it's a lifestyle. This is Modernism in the Desert. On any given day, you can drive around Palm Springs and see hundreds of mid-century modern homes. But if you want to truly experience full modernism lifestyle, you'll want to check out all the tours, parties, and more during Modernism Week. Kitty Alvarado gives us a look at what it's all about.
I don't know, it's probably a thin line between obsession and passion, but whatever it is, it's here.
Modernism captures the heart and soul of Palm Springs. Thousands of people wanting a taste of the era flock to the desert in the spring for Modernism Week.
There's a lot of passion that's being tapped into. You know, it's a passion for the decorative arts, it's a passion for the architecture, and on another level, there's a passion for the lifestyle.
For many, modernism is a way of life.
It's the martinis and the houses and the parties, and you know, it's all the great other secondary stuff that's attached to modernism. The architecture can be sort of sterile, that's modernist architecture, but when you animate it with people and a couple drinks, it suddenly becomes something extra special.
Photographer and author James Schneff says modernism speaks to some on another level.
What I learned through doing this book, modernism is a language, and it really encompasses the way a person lives and what's around them. It's not a fad. It's been around a while, and it will continue to be around. It's a lifestyle people love.
Organizers say there will be a lot of exciting firsts during Modernism Week 2016.
Some of the new things that are happening during Modernism Week for 2016 are outer limits. We're going to be going to the Salton Sea. We're going to go outside of Palm Springs into Palm Desert, Rancho Mirage, Indian Wells, Indio, and then Banning for the Pinball Museum.
And many of your favorites, like the Show House, are coming back.
This is our third year doing the Modernism Week Show House in the Christopher Kennedy compound, and he's chosen a house in the Indian Canyons area, which I think is going to be spectacular.
Interior designer extraordinaire Christopher Kennedy is tackling a larger home this year, but he and his fellow celebrity designers are up for the challenge.
It's just sort of bigger and better than last year's homes. It's 4,000 square feet. It has 12-foot ceilings, so it really allows for more creativity and ideas to shine.
Modernism Week will be packed with over 600 scheduled events in just 11 days, but organizers who work year-round to make it all happen say it's well worth it.
At the end of the day, when you can just walk around Palm Springs and see everybody smiling and having a great time, there's such reward in being a part of making Modernism Week.
And many say the people who love modernism will be the ones to preserve the Palm Springs way of life for future generations.
This is really where it all sort of intersects here in Palm Springs with modernism. And that's why people are very passionate about preserving the architecture, because they understand that this is an integral part of what makes Palm Springs Palm Springs.
Modernist architecture certainly isn't unique to the desert, but the place most associated with modernism movement is right here in Palm Springs. And as Thalia Hayden tells us, that is mainly due to two factors: timing and location.
Today's modernism is inspired by the 1950s and 1960s, and that's when Palm Springs was most popular among the Hollywood elite.
And so there was a lot of development here as far as architecture and a lot of experimenting with fashion and design, and it became this culture. And it wasn't just here in Palm Springs, it was out throughout the United States. So modernism was influenced by the Tiki Polynesian movement, the Hawaiian period, you had Cuban modern, you had Danish influences, you had Michigan influences. So there was a lot of experimenting with furniture and architecture.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Kaufman House.
Today, people come to Palm Springs to see the architecture that was relevant in the 50s and 60s.
And because Palm Springs really died like in the 70s and 80s, everything moved down, valley into Palm Desert and Rancho Mirage, where they were building newer tract homes. and they were developing strip malls, this town was saved in a way. People weren't doing the 1980s upgrades with stucco or making them look like Santa Fe homes. So development moved down the valley, and so a lot of these houses and commercial buildings just went untouched, which was really great. So people started coming back in the 1990s and the early 2000s and started doing sensitive restorations. And so it really made Palm Springs the center for mid-century modern architecture and modernism in general. I think there are a lot of new commercial buildings and a lot of new homes that are being developed here in Palm Springs that are relevant to Palm Springs.
They don't necessarily reflect what was happening in the 50s and 60s, but Palm Springs are generally designed for outdoor orientation.
So there's lots of glass, there's lots of exposure. You can see all the beauty of the sky and the mountains. And I think the architects and designers, who are working currently in Palm Springs, they're doing a really good job making modernism relevant here in 2015 and 16.
That's certainly the case with a home known as the Swan House in Rancho Mirage. It celebrated its big coming out party during Modernist Weekend, with hundreds of invited guests touring the property in swanky Thunderbird Heights. The house was almost a teardown, but Kevin Kemper and Howard Hawks bought it and figured out what they had and meticulously restored it to its former glory.
It was so lifeless when we bought it and overgrown. If you could see the pictures of the dead plants, it was kind of like Grey Gardens in New York, and it was really sad. And so it's so neat. Like, if the people who built the house could see all of this now, I think they would be really happy.
The pair say they were thrilled to open up the property for Modernism Weekend to help raise money to help bring another modernist architectural treasure to a permanent home right here in the desert soon. Modernism is much more than architecture. It's also a lifestyle. We'll show you where to find shops and more to give your home a modernism flair.
It's going to be a November to remember on KMIR News as we celebrate our valley's past, salute our heroes, and explore our future. KMIR News is hitting the road throughout the month of November. We'll be live from Palm Springs to Coachella. Keep watching KMIR for details on our visits with Gino, Janet, and Ginger, how you can join us, and even win some great prizes. A November to remember on KMIR News, presented by General Air Conditioning and Plumbing. Join us this November on KMIR News, where the news comes first.
My name is Rob Moon, and I'm running for mayor of Palm Springs. We cannot continue business as usual, where incumbency is too often led to entitlement and cronyism. The editorial board of the Desert Sun has endorsed me to be your next mayor. In their endorsement, they said, the question now is who should lead a booming Palm Springs into the future. Their answer, Rob Moon. Won't you please join the Desert Sun in putting your trust in me? I won't let you down.
Paid for by Robert Moon for Mayor 2015.
When people ask us what makes Desert Alarm different, our answer is always the same. We offer top-of-the-line security at bottom-line prices. Hello, my name is Chris Medane. Backed by popular demand, receive a complete security system package installed at no cost to you and no setup charges. And if you're not happy with your current provider, switch your service to Desert Alarm today and receive your first 3 months monitoring free. There is no better time to switch than now. Call today, 322-1562.
Do you think the monstrous development in the heart of Palm Springs is being paid for by its developer? Well, think again. The Palm Springs City Council voted to give more than $50 million taxpayer dollars to the hotel's developer, saying it was an incentive. But it's not all bad news, because the developer has graciously agreed to give the city 3 free rooms each month for city business. Sounds like a party. On November 3rd, vote to clean up City Hall. Paid for. It needs a clean house.
What modernism means to me is a lifestyle. It's creating a mood and environment for people to come together and enjoy. It's celebrating the past, it's celebrating our future, celebrating Palm Springs and everything we love about it.
You may not live in a house built in the 1950s or 60s, but you can pick up everything from furniture to artwork to bring modernism into any home. A big part of Modernism Week is the sale. More than 80 dealers from around the world offer furniture, fine arts, and other decorative items from the modernism era. You will find everything from couches and chairs to knickknacks and more. If that doesn't satisfy your need for modernism shopping, you're in luck. All year long, you can find entire stores dedicated to the furniture, fashion, and feel of modernism, all within a few blocks of Palm Springs.
If you're looking to add some modernism to your life, you can probably find it in the Uptown Design District.
There are a lot of stores that specialize in, furniture, art, and decor, but we all have a different twist.
Instead of competing directly against one another, many of the shops specialize in different areas.
What I like about being a business owner here in Palm Springs is that we all kind of work together. We don't try to step on each other's toes. We don't try to carry the same products.
While some stores focus on new items with a classic modernism feel, others take a more traditional approach.
Then you have some mid-century modern dealers here in the Uptown Design District actually selling and showing authentic mid-century modern pieces of furniture and art.
Shoppers will also find fashion boutiques to complement the modernistic shops.
I would say Will Stiles and Trina Turk are really relevant in the Uptown Design District because they somewhat were inspired by the 1950s and 60s fashion movement. You see lots of bright colors and big fabrics.
Even dining has a touch of modernism.
But it's not just about new things. We also have great restaurants. We have restaurants that serve really great mid-century modern style cocktails.
And whether they sell furniture, food, or fashion, the businesses in the Uptown Design District have one thing in common.
We like to tell the story of Palm Springs in color and inspiration, and especially those items that were inspired from the mid-century modern period. And we want to help people bring that modernism to their house and to their lifestyle.
Businesses aren't the only ones that benefit from Modernism Week. The festivities help contribute hundreds of thousands of dollars to local charities. Modernism Week also sponsors scholarships to Coachella Valley students pursuing degrees in design and architecture. Since 2009, they've helped 18 students attend college.
Modernism Week helps raise money for other organizations throughout the community through our ticket sales. So the events that the customers actually purchase and participate in, the proceeds from those events benefit organizations all over the Coachella Valley. In 2015, we raised more than $425,000 for almost 30 neighborhood organizations, and that goes into beautification and enhancement of those communities.
Modernism Week also sponsors scholarships to Coachella Valley students pursuing degrees in design and architecture. Since 2009, they've helped 18 students attend college. One way to bring modernism to your life is through art. Just ahead, see how modernism is inspiring a whole new generation of artists.
Okay, so everyone is saying, hurry, you gotta get Fios. But why? Well, right now for a limited time, you can get a great deal from Fios, the 100% fiber optic network. Only Fios has the fastest internet and Wi-Fi available, from 50 to 500 megs. So whatever speed you need, Fios has it. Get 50 meg Fios internet, TV, and phone starting at $79.99 a month. And get $350 back with a 2-year agreement. This is your last chance. Offer ends November 7th. Get out of the past. Get Fios.
More than anything, the Palm Springs mayor's race is about trust. Ginny Fote is the one candidate for mayor endorsed by the Palm Springs Police Officers Association and has earned the trust and endorsements of thousands of our fellow citizens and every key organization. Join the many citizens and community leaders who endorse and trust Ginny Fote. Vote Ginny Fote for mayor, the trusted candidate for Palm Springs.
I'm Ginny Fote, and I approve this message.
Paid for by the Committee to elect Ginny Fote Mayor 2015.
Meet the Moores. We're the Moore family, and we're always looking for ways to enjoy more.
So we called Time Warner Cable and got even more than we expected.
Call now to get more.
More speed.
More TV shows and movies on demand.
More places to make more unlimited calls.
Call 1-844-305-2891. For $89.99 a month, you'll get 30 meg internet, hundreds of HD channels, and unlimited calling to international destinations.
We find more good things every day.
More ways to watch more shows. On more Wi-Fi connected devices in our house.
Time Warner Cable made switching easy with a 1-hour arrival window. They even made sure all of our connections were up and running before they left.
Why settle for less when you can get more? Call 1-844-305-2891. You'll get free installation, TV equipment, and Epics included. And for a limited time, get a free trial of Showtime for 1 year. Call for more now.
And I think that what makes Palm Springs special is its modernist architecture. And so in order for us to be a great tourist destination, we need to preserve it and we need to celebrate it. And that's what Modernism Week is about.
The modernism movement in Palm Springs began after World War II as the Stars began building vacation retreats in the area. One of the first, the chairman of the board himself. Here's a look at the history of the Frank Sinatra House and why it's so influential.
One thing that makes desert modern architecture what it is the materials that they use. They use materials that can survive in the desert. So that's a lot of concrete, that's a lot of steel, that's a lot of rock, things that organically can survive. And what the modernists did was they attuned their designs with the colors of the desert. They didn't want anything to clash with the surrounding beautiful mountains and the clouds. So if you notice, the modernist colors are usually always the same kind of colors you would see in the sky. The modernist timing had a lot to do with modernists too, because after World War II, a lot of materials became available for people to build houses. Palm Springs tripled in population after World War II. So there were a lot of homes to be built. E. Stewart Williams, just to give you an idea, in 1947, Frank Sinatra came to his office and basically, coffee cup in hand, said, I want a house by Christmas, and I want a Gregorian mansion. I want something like that. And E. Stewart Williams told him, well, I'll draw you that, but let me draw your plans for something else. And that beautiful house, they focused on it a lot. The modernist people focus on it because it's a prime example of desert modernism, where they bring the outside into the house. And from the inside, you have the total views of the mountain. So people would come and see Sinatra's house, they would come and visit, and guess what? Everybody wanted this brand new style of architecture.
The Palm Springs Art Museum Architectural Design Center is right on the corner of Palm Canyon and Baristo. The building is a classic, completely restored. It's the perfect venue to host modernism events, including the Rat Pack Party during Modernism Weekend in October. Guests in period attire enjoy classic cocktails, gambling, and taking in the modernist collection inside the museum. The museum opened last year, and it's free to the public this season and next.
This year, we're still the new shiny toy in the block, but we love to show it off. Now that everyone can come visit for free, see the exhibitions, shop in the design store, support the museum, supporting the community.
Since Palm Springs has the highest per capita concentration of mid-century modern architecture in the country, it seems appropriate to have a museum devoted to it. The museum building itself used to be a bank, and the vault is now a part of the museum store inside. Part of the modernism movement is its influence on design, and that includes artwork from the past and present.
The pieces in my store are all, they all come from the United States. A lot of Southern California artists and furniture designers are part of my store. We're kind of like a family. So I can tell you some influences. Okay. I mean, on the back wall over here, he's an artist by the name of Atomic Skyway. And he was influenced by an artist, I would say the artist Whitco from the 1960s. All of these pieces are new and they're done by hand, but you can see, you know, that in the 50s and 60s a lot of wood was used in art. And he's one of our most popular artists. These were developed by Atomic Skyway, but do you see the Partridge Family in this piece, or Mondrian? Yeah, it's good. It's a really good piece. You also have more of the music influences that came out of the 1950s and 60s, you know, expressed in this piece of art here, where you see bongos and a guitar. You know, you think of Ricky Ricardo or anybody from that period of time. So this photograph is called Poolside Gossip. It's probably one of the most popular and well-known photographs taken by a photographer named Slim Aarons in 1970. It shows the beauty of Palm Springs, it shows the architecture, and it shows a lifestyle that existed at that time. And that's Nelda Linsk and Helen Jojo, and Nelda and her husband owned this Kaufman House, in the 60s and 70s. Well, this is them in 2015. We were able to bring Nelda Linsk and Helen Jojo back to the Kaufman House for a poolside reunion. Here we have some current architectural illustrations of significant buildings here in Palm Springs by a local artist named Michael Murphy. This wall is really dedicated to a friend of mine. His name is Steve-O, and his art is called Steve Atomic. These are individual pieces that are very colorful and bright, and people will say this reminds me kind of the Jetsons, which it should. The Jetsons had these far out groovy signs, and this style is called Googie art. If you were to look at Howard Johnson's or old McDonald's signs or old Holiday Inn signs, those were all full of neon and very bright and very colorful.
Palm Springs may be the center of the modernism movement, but it isn't the only place you'll find with homes and businesses from the period. We'll give you a look at modernism sites across the Coachella Valley.
It's a November to remember on KMIR News as we celebrate our valley's past, salute our heroes, and explore our future. KMIR News is hitting the road throughout the month of November.
Hi, I'm Ginger Jeffries. We're coming for you, Ransom Mirage. Join Gino, Janet, Manny, and me Monday at 5. We'll be at the Old Spaghetti Factory. Get free movie tickets and your chance to win great prizes.
A November to remember on KMIR News, presented by General Air Conditioning and Plumbing. KMIR News, where the news comes first.
At El Pollo Loco, we challenged our grill masters to create our tastiest bowls ever, like our fajita with peppers and onions, and our unwrapped whole wheat burrito with hand-sliced avocados and fresh pico. When grill masters are inspired, delicious things happen. New Grill Master Pollo Bowls at El Pollo Loco.
My name is Rob Moon, and I'm running for mayor of Palm Springs. We cannot continue business as usual, where incumbency is too often led to entitlement and cronyism. The editorial board of the Desert Sun has endorsed me to be your next mayor. In their endorsement, they said, "The question now is who should lead a booming Palm Springs into the future." Their answer? Rob Moon. Won't you please join the Desert Sun in putting your trust in me? I won't let you down.
Paid for by Robert Moon for Mayor 2015.
We here at Fiesta Ford are serious about celebrating savings. Very serious, which is why our highly knowledgeable sales staff won't rest until you get a deal that'll make you for joy.
Get serious savings on a brand new, well-equipped 2016 Fusion SE for only $169 a month.
Savings!
Celebrate the savings at Fiesta Ford.
Good news, El Pollo Loco's 3-course family meal with fire-grilled chicken, sides, and churros now comes with handmade enchiladas. Better news, it's so much food, your leftovers will have leftovers. New $20 3-course family meal, El Pollo Loco. Crazy you can taste.
But it's furniture, it's art, it's stuff to put in your house, it's fashion, it's architecture, it's everything. Call it retro, vintage, throwback, old school. You can even call it old-timey if you want, but it's all perfect fabulousness.
While Palm Springs is the center of Modernism Week, this year's event will reach across the valley. That means new cities and a wider variety of modernistic styles. Kitty Alvarado takes a closer look at what you'll find.
This year, Modernism Week will explore the outer limits.
We're going all the way to the Salton Sea, to the North Shore Yacht Club designed by Albert Frey, as well as out to the Museum of Pinball in Banning.
The stops cover some places where you might not expect to find modernism.
We're offering an architectural tour of the College of the Desert, one of my favorite hidden treasures here in the desert. Many people don't realize that the buildings behind me are architecturally significant.
You will also get a look at how businesses adopted a style of their own known as Googie.
Googie is more of a commercial aspect that tied into modernism, but it was very stylish, sleek design, logos and signage for commercial buildings and restaurants. You ever see like it's a blue sky with it says gas or it says eat here or hotel? Those are some of the most photographed signs here in California.
One place where you can still find many of these classic signs is around the Salton Sea.
If you look at photographs of the Salton Sea today, You will see a lot of googie signage out there, which are gas station signs or eat signs that have been abandoned and are rusted. And so when you're exploring the Salton Sea, you can drive around and see some of these vintage googie signs as well.
If you're wondering how you can embrace modernism in your home, it's not as difficult as you may think. Still to come, we'll offer a few tips on where you can begin.
Every villain knows a getaway car requires abundant power, impeccable style, and of course, the cover of darkness. But what if it's a different kind of getaway you're after? The F-Type convertible and the F-Type coupe from Jaguar. Oh, it's good to be bad.
Jaguar has been ranked highest in customer satisfaction with dealer service among luxury brands by J.D. Power.
More than anything, the Palm Springs Mayor's race is about trust. Ginny Fote is the one candidate for mayor endorsed by the Palm Springs Police Officers Association and has earned the trust and endorsements of thousands of our fellow citizens and every key organization. Join the many citizens and community leaders who endorse and trust Ginny Fote. Vote Ginny Fote for mayor, the trusted candidate for Palm Springs.
I'm Ginny Fote, and I approve this message.
Paid for by the Committee to elect Ginny Fote Mayor 2015.
Want to escape? Take a short, beautiful drive. Meet the friendliest people in a fun, relaxed atmosphere. Play to win. Enjoy every moment. Have an exciting time. Now that's what I call an escape. Good times in a great place. KMIR Casino.
Hi, I'm Bill Nicholson. Let's see what questions I can answer today. Sandy asks, is there a better time to buy carpet? Yes, Sandy, there is. Right now, it's Karastan month, and that means the most respected name in carpet, Karastan, is on sale with selected styles starting at just $1.99. That's right, Karastan at $1.99. We have a huge selection of Karastan priced below what you'll find anywhere, up to 50% off. Let us floor you at Flooring Innovations exclusively.
Janet, Gino, Ginger, KMIR News, weeknights starting at 5.
Modernism really expresses a time when people were able to be free to experiment, and so that they could live in houses that were made of glass or steel. They could have furnishings that look like sculpture.
By now, you may have decided you'd like a little bit of modernism in your life. But where do you begin?
You know, people ask me that all the time. They buy a house out here and they say, you know, I don't really know how to start.
Chris Mobley of Just Modern says the best advice is to begin with something basic.
I say, well, you know, start off with a couple of things. Maybe start off with a piece of art that has some bright, vibrant colors and build on that nice piece of art. So if it's an abstract, multicolor, you know, piece of art that you're going to put a couch under, get something simple, a couch that matches, and then kind of build from there.
Another option, start from the ground up.
There are other people that will take a rug or something that they really, really love, and then you kind of build on a rug because it might be multiple patterns, and so you just kind of want to start from there.
And if you still aren't sure where to begin, you can always just ask for some guidance.
I say there are so many good stores here in Palm Springs, and there are a lot of people willing to give advice. So if you are looking, you know, to make your home look authentic or bring it up to date with the current modernism, you know, just ask. We're all here to help you.
If you want to check out some of the Modernism Week festivities, you're in luck. Tickets are now on sale for the 2016 events. For more information about the tours, parties, and event tickets, visit modernismweek.com. And be sure to check back frequently as additional events are added each month. You can also stay up to date on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram using the hashtag ModernismWeek. We hope you enjoyed this look at modernism in the desert. I'm Ginger Jeffries, and thank you for joining us.